I'm Ryan, and we're going to be talking about today winter riding and being prepared. One is safety overall. The temperatures are getting colder and colder and colder. It's really important, one, to be safe as it gets darker. Now, for those of you that are riding early in the morning and still getting out there before work or even after work, is to have lights. So lights is going to be really important, especially if you're coming off a great summer, great season. Lights are going to keep you safe. Now, locally, recently, there has been some accidents, and it's not due to a lack of lights. However, the more bright you are, the more reflective clothing you're wearing, the more that you'll be seen. Now, this is a Ray 800 lumen light. This one is very bright, especially in the morning, and also from the rear. Now, this one here is a Garmin Varia, and this one is also a radar. However, having the light in the rear and the front is going to be super important as it gets dark in the morning and dark in the evening to be noticed and be clear, especially when it comes to cars. Now, if you're in the bike lane, it's still important. There's still a lot of pedestrians and other cyclists as well that may not have lights. So very important to have lights. Now, when it comes to the weather, Abdul talked about when it comes to winter riding or cooler temperatures, here in Victoria, it gets fairly cold, fairly fast, under 10 degrees Celsius. Is gloves, having a good pair of gloves. Now, there's spring gloves, there's summer gloves, there's winter gloves. So really try them out. Talk to the salespeople that are at the cycling shops. Now, of course, you can get these at Sport Cheks, etc. What's really going to be important if you're new to cycling like myself, this is going to be technically my second winter riding. And I got gloves off Amazon. Obviously, it's A-okay if you know what you're getting. The brand that I have here is made by MAAP. And these more are for a winter glove. And it's still comfortable. I can still go and change my gears, press my brakes without feeling that pressure. And also keeps me nice and warm. These ones are also breathable. So it's going to be great. I'm wearing them right now during the fall, and I know these will help me in the winter riding as well. Now, if you're like me, I'm new to cycling. If you're like me, you probably spent a little bit of money on jerseys. You probably spent some money as well as on bibs. And during the summer, short sleeve jerseys, short bibs, not long bibs. Now, for me, I'm only 5'4", fairly short. It's difficult sometimes to find long sleeve jerseys anyways, as well as long sleeve bibs. So what I've gone with, especially for the fall as it gets cooler, is arm warmers and leg warmers. So the arm warmers that I'm using are made by ASSOS. Now it gets fairly cold and you can use your regular jerseys. You can add a vest, jacket, etc. However, if you're in temperatures between 10 degrees and 12 degrees where you don't need to put a jacket completely, maybe a vest, these arm warmers are great. Now, these are made by ASSOS. They're stretchable and they go up and down the arm, no problem. It's fairly warm. Now, the ones that I have in hand are the fall versions. There are winter versions, which is a little bit thicker. And that is a nice way to integrate to keep things a little bit warm. And the nice thing is, it is fall still. It's not winter just yet. If it gets too warm on your ride, these are easy to take off and put in your jersey and you're good to go. The leg warmers that I purchased is, again, jerseys are expensive. Bibs are even more expensive because of the chamois to protect your private area, and of course, to fit well, not just for performance, but also to make sure to keep you warm and compression. The ones that I got are made by MAAP. Now, I don't know if these ones specifically are for winter. I did get these ones and I've gone on rides already below 10 degrees Celsius, and these actually kept me really, really warm. What's beautiful about it is when you're riding, legs warm up really, really fast, and these have helped out. I'm gonna say how they go to colder temperatures. And there is, ASSOS does have a winter version as well. So I might actually check those out. The MAAPs have been great and not too warm, warm enough, getting into those below 10 degrees Celsius. Now, keeping warm is important, and we think about our arms, our legs, and I don't have them with me right now. Abdul definitely does. Think about also toe covers for your shoes. Now, you can get the full wraparound to protect you from the rain and snow if you're going to be riding in that type of weather. But the toe covers do help for that wind protection and keep your feet nice and warm. So just like gloves to keep your hands warm while you ride, it's going to be important to keep your feet warm as well. Now, the other place that will keep you warm is your head. So underneath your helmet, sometimes nice to have a hat or a cap underneath. And this is the one that I got last year, which I'll be using again this year. And it just also covers your ears. It has this soft interior. Now, this one is made by Rock Brothers. I got this off Amazon. I wasn't too worried about it. I just wanted to keep my ears warm while I have my helmet on. It fits well. There are a lot of different brands out there. But one of the biggest things when you're on rides to be safe is to keep yourself warm. I have misjudged going out for a ride and how cold it is outside. Yes, you always think I'm going to warm up really fast, but as temperatures cool, you do want to be safe out there. So another thing is we want to talk about is safety when you get a flat, especially in colder weather. What's really worked for me is make sure, obviously, have an inner tube. If you're running tubeless, have plugs ready to go in your kit, and to pump your tires as fast as possible in this winter or cooler weather is electric bike pumps. And I got two when I'm riding with my family. This one's a little bit larger, is the Fantic. And as well, I have a smaller version, again, for my solo rides, and again, made by Fantic. The great thing about these, they are reliable. I've tried them out before I go on rides. I've never had to use them during rides, and they have been great. They're super fast, and they're nice and light. Put them in your jersey if you like, and you're good to go. So as the weather cools down, we're into fall riding and into winter riding, make sure to be safe. Now, stay warm, and if you found value in this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want more. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.